Hello. What's going on, everybody? Hopefully you guys have stories to tell, or it'll be a short night. Okay, because I posted it there so people would call in and tell us their true crime stories. You know, there was something sort of interesting that's not related to what we're talking about, I guess, but Woods Girl was showing me there's a podcast on the Susan Powell case called, I think, it's called Cold. That's it, right? But what was interesting in there is, you know, the Susan Powell, she was the one where she was murdered, obviously, and then later on Josh Powell killed the two kids after picking them up for supervised visits. So I haven't seen the whole thing, but what was or even listened to most of it, but I watched or read a part that was interesting to me was, I think I actually listened to that part though. Yeah, it was the part about the brother of Josh Powell actually started looking up satellite imagery because he was so paranoid about where he had parked the vehicle that was used probably to dispose of Susan's body. So he was so paranoid that he called a satellite imagery company to see if there was satellite, you know, an image of that area where his car was. So then he sort of just let it go because it cost too much or something. And then when police got a warrant, they looked through his digital information, not digital DNA like another YouTuber always says, like where you take an image and find absolutely ludicrous stuff in it that doesn't exist. Yeah, what we're talking about here is like the digital footprint on your computer, where you let's say they saw that he did a search for that. So then they called up the satellite company and had the lady call him back and say, hey, look, we got some new satellite imagery. What's the precise location that you're interested in? And he got suckered into it, and he actually answered the question. And then they found the car in sort of like a junkyard in a town. I mean, what a cool technique that was. But what's weird is that's exactly the same thing. Like when we were looking up the images of Delphi, if we were some nefarious people, they could have said, well, what specific area were you looking for? Like they could have called me back because we talked to the guy on the phone, right? So he could have easily, if I was somebody that was doing that, could have tricked me too, just like that. That was really awesome how that came about. So, anyways, the lines are open, everybody, for you to call in and tell us your true crime stories, right? And that's sort of the key to. And by the way, you might not see Lynn around here much anymore. All right, she's making comments about how she thinks the family in the Abby and Libby case is. They know more, and they're keeping it secret so they can get donations, okay? And once I saw that, I was like, forget it, okay? I mean, I think that's absolutely ludicrous, and I'm, friends with the family and everything, so you're not going to see her around here, all right? And a lot more to it than that, but it's insane. I told her to unsubscribe, and then she put it on Harvey's video. Oh, God, he told me to unsubscribe. Yes, everybody, it was me who told her to unsubscribe. Okay. It's ridiculous. My God, I thought she was sort of over all that crap. But she just goes down a rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole of craziness. Do you know you can take any piece of fabric, look at it, and see a shape in it? And then draw something on there and go, look, it's a 42, everybody. It's a 42. God, it just drives me nuts, the stuff people say they see. Because they want to see something. Unbelievable. Yeah, so I'm just letting you know. Don't go, hey, where is she? Where is she? You know, I don't want you to. I mean, you can ask the question. I'm not going to answer it. All right, and not only that, she contacted Kelsey and sent her a bunch of just absolutely ludicrous stuff, and said, hey, this is Lynn from Gray Hughes Investigates, as if she was some like she's on a sort of a research team, like Harvey's DNA. Whatever the hell he calls that shit, okay? And you just don't do that shit, man. Okay? I mean, it's like, what are you doing? I mean, God. Just act on your own behalf, because I don't want to be associated with any of that bullshit that you put out there, okay? Literally some of the dumbest stuff I've ever seen. You know, now here's the truth of it. The person that everybody, you know, when everybody shows you a person, that could be the killer. But the stuff that you're showing me to prove it is insane. One of the things she was saying was that the, what was it called? The person of interest that he has a daughter, and she had on some Chuck Taylor shoes, right? So she said that the person of interest actually took Abby's shoes and gave them to her daughter. And so we looked at the picture, and it was like, yeah, okay, well, those are Chuck Taylors. I mean, every single girl out in the world, you know, tons of girls have Chuck Taylor shoes, okay? But it's not even that. Here's the funny part about it, is the person actually had low-top Chuck Taylors, and Abby has on high-top Chuck Taylors. Okay, so that whole theory was just thrown out the window in 2 seconds. And then once I said that, she just kept on going. Oh, yeah, no. Well, okay, forget that then. Now, so this other, well, no, you've already completely lost credibility on that. Because that was part of the big story, how he took her shoe, you know. Do you guys understand what I have to deal with on the side here? That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, I'm just trying to enjoy a Sunday, watch the Timbers, and I have to deal with that. It's insane, all right? Absolutely insane. Jesus. Anyways, so who's got a true crime story for today? I won't show you the stuff she's talking about because, you know, I just won't. But, you know, I'd message her and I wasn't nice. I'd be like, what are you doing? That's ludicrous. What are you talking about? Then she goes on to Harvey's video. Great video. If anybody saw that last video and you think that's great, there's something wrong with your brain, okay? I mean, this case isn't a joke, everybody. It's not where you make a sort of crazy little character on the side and then have little bubbles pounce out and with this stupid music playing. It's not a joke, all right? Gatorade. No, I don't work for Gatorade. I don't make any money. No thanks, Just Mike. Let's see. Basically, what we're doing tonight is a call-in show where you tell us about your true crime experience, like where you you were involved in some way in a crime. I'm not saying committing it, but like you witnessed something or a family member or something. That's it. Other than that, it'll be a short show. Yeah, and it's funny too because I tried to help her over time to see things rationally, and it seemed like it was it kind of worked, and then it just disappeared. Went down even worse. It almost seems like I actually asked her at one point, "Are you punking me?" Because it's the same stuff that I talk about all the time. Everybody, I literally say, "Hey, there's nothing here. This is an image right here." Here, let me just show you what I'm talking about here. I'm not going to show you the actual thing that she sent me, but let's just take anything, okay? Jean, I don't know if that's how you spell it. Jean Fab. I was spelling it Jean the other one. Jean fabric, right? Okay, look at that. Look at this shot right here. Okay, I'm going to take that. Oh, God, this is incredible. Okay, I'm going to take that, and then let's bring it into Photoshop for a minute. Yeah. Yeah, I bet that would be fun, just looking at the pure lunacy of them. Hey, it's Sabrina Rodriguez. Thank you.
Hi Gray, love you so much.
Boom! It feels good to be loved, everybody. Hey, look at this right here. Okay, so what are we going to do now is, this is what they do on those channels. So right here, can you look at this right here and there's nothing there, right? This is just denim fabric, right? Everybody can see that, right? But if I go in there and I start tweaking around and let me turn this down a little bit. Put on some filters. Let's see. What do we got here? Filter gallery. That's what they do. They find one until they get really creative with it. Let's see. God, is it this one? How about that one? No, that one doesn't do much. That doesn't do. Oh, look at that one though. Okay, I'll switch. Yeah, and then they'll say, "See, look, right there. That's a duck face. Look, you can see it. Can you see that? There's the bill of the duck. It's right there, everybody. Let's do it. Here we go. Let me. I swear to God, I'm not making this stuff up. That really is a duck face that was in the pants, and it's just. Oh, jeez, drives me insane. All right. Okay, right here. Can you see the duck bill? Watch. I think if I change the contrast, you'll really see it. Let's see. Get brighten, and then go like this. Oh man, look at right there, everybody. You can really see it. It's crystal clear. Duck bill, right in there. Now I don't know where the head is, but that definitely is a duck bill. Oh, you can't see it. Okay, hold on a second. Sorry. I'm having fun.
Can't see.
Oh, thanks. All right. Here we go. Look it. Now I have to start over again. God, I hate when I do that. All right, hold on. So this is the whole thing. This is just denim right there, right? Do-do-do. So I'll just, now I can do it quickly, I'll undo it. But I do that all the time, damn it. But hey, it got me another donation, didn't it?
Someone once totaled my car during the night, probably drunk, and when I woke up high-faced.
Yeah.
$5,000 in damages.
Well, that's not very good. I know, when I woke up, wow. Wow, that's crazy. That's a lot of money. Well, I hope your insurance probably covered it. Okay, so now I'm putting a filter on there, right? But before, there was really nothing going on. See that? This is just denim. This is actually just an image on Google. It's just a denim texture, okay? That's it. Now, here comes where the real magic happens. All right? Now I got some weird filter that I put on there. And then I can... Let's see. Right. So I added contrast on there. Now you can see a little extra stuff. Now we can find all kinds of goodies, everybody. All right, like this duck bill that was right there. It's really obvious. If you don't see it, there's something wrong with you. You see how there's a duck bill right there? Now, obviously, the person who made this fabric put the duck bill on there at some point. It's right there. Now, there's no head or eyes of the duck. It's just a duck bill that they put there. All right, and so we got that figured out. Okay, and what else? What else can we find in there? Well, what I think I need to do now is put some more, enhancing. They'll say to you. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, more enhancing. Let's see what we can come up with. How about this one? No. Oh, that one's magic. Look at this. Obviously, his pants were wet on this side, and on this side, how it's light like that. You see how it just goes on and on and on like that for hours? That's what happens. They'll spend hours and hours trying to trick you into seeing something. Look at that right there. Oh, wow. You see that? There's actually an eye right there, and another eye and a nose. And this is sort of like the side of the face, the hairline, don't forget to put the, arrows to make everything look really interesting and cool. Hold on, let me get some red ones in there. Yes, right here. Wow. Bow and arrow.
I see the number 12 above it.
That's obviously a bow right there. This looks like a little doll that he must have stuffed in his pants right there. Can you see that? Yeah, well, what I'm saying, doing here, butterflies, I'm being sarcastic. Okay? This is what Harvey Carroll and those people that make these videos with these crazy images in it, that's what they do. Okay? And after a while, they literally convince themselves that that's what they're seeing. Oh, look at this. Oh, wow, there's like a shuriken in the pants right there. Right here's a stapler, of course. What do we got here? It's unbelievable. Okay, and so the thing is the reality of it is, everybody, is the only thing you can do is take the original image and look at it. When you start putting on, quote, enhancement filters, you're really destroying the original image and putting in artifacts. All right. Okay. Awesome. And that's what I started with, everybody, right there. See that right there? That's what I started with. And you can tell. Oh, wait a minute! I see it now. Look! Look! There's an eye. Well, you can't see where I'm pointing, but I can see an eye and a nose and a mouth now. Once you look at it long enough, you can start seeing things. Like, get a bowl of popcorn sometime. Look in it. You'll see faces and shapes. The cool part is that the rest of society, the sane people, can actually look at a bowl of popcorn and then say, oh, wait, that's not really a face because it's popcorn. Okay? That's what the sane people do. Unfortunately, it seems like that's a diminishing number in society. Yeah, when you look at the clouds and you see and it's usually the first person who notices something. Oh, look, it's a Twinkie with two sort of potato head ears sticking out of it. And they'll go, I see it too, because somebody pointed to it. Yeah. Hey, Woods Girl, I just told the Susan Powell satellite imagery stuff. How cool that was, how they pretty much tracked down that vehicle by tricking the brother of Josh. All right, so did everybody get what I was doing there? I was literally just pretending to be what they do. So when you watch their videos and they make these videos where they point at different things and all this stuff, it's not there, okay? It's not there. Oh, here comes Billy Boy Blue. Here we go. Let's see. Been missing the rhymes. Come on, here we go. Now, like, that's one of my favorite ones right there. Come on. Is it not going to read it? Oh, it should. This might take a minute, though. If it doesn't, I guess I'll have to read it. Wow. Oh, here it goes.
Not Callan and Cosim shy, but here ya go. Little Miss Muffet Saturday on a tuffet eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider. Saturday down beside her.
Saturday.
He said, hey, what's in the bowl, Beach?
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's... I think if you made smaller case... Well, your other SAT also said that too. That's weird. Hey, thanks, Butterfly Rises. Yeah. I think I'm going to do another one. Let's see. Oh, God, this one would be money. Here, look at that. How much stuff do you think we could come up with this one? Unbelievable. Oh, this one here? Oh, a pencil, a protractor, a ruler, you know. Right. Let's see. Bowl of popcorn. Yeah. You got that right, Butterfly Rises. Got that right. Yeah, it's actually called pareidolia. Okay? And I'll tell you what pareidolia means. It's actually a term that I realized existed during this case early on, because I was just dumbfounded with people saying there really is a face in the grain of wood on, you know, in a piece of wood. And they just ran with it for days and days and days like it was real. That's scary, you know. Oh, there you go. See, like this right here. This is an example of pareidolia right here. This is a face. Can you see that? And 2 eyes and then an upside down mouth. Of course, that's got to be a face, because what else could it be? Nope, there you go too. That's a face right there. Oh, look at that. Definitely a face. The killer made that look like that. Even has a nose. Isn't that amazing? Now that's a pretty good horse in the cloud, right? I mean, I don't even know if that's legit. That looks really good. I almost feel like that was sort of created artificially, but if it's not, looks just like a horse. But you know what's kind of cool, everybody, is none of us believe that that's an actual horse. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, I don't know if that might be a little bit photoshopped. Might not be, but it's pretty crazy to have the feet on it like that too. But I kind of think that's Photoshop. Oh, and here's one right here. Look at that. That's actually a real outline of a person floating through the clouds right there. You can't tell me otherwise. That is real, everybody. That is real. Yeah. Oh, look at that one. That's pretty good. See, the eye and the nose right there, and mouth. That one's pretty good. You gotta say it. But don't you all know for sure that that's not real? Like it's not an actual face? Well, Gray, how do you know it wasn't some sort of divine? Okay, well, I think, you know, God probably has a lot more things to do than make a face at a certain angle for somebody sitting in a park. Karen said, well, it's going to read it. I'll let it read it. Oh, somebody sent it over? Okay. And by the way, if you call in with your true crime story, make sure that you...
Gray, one of our freaks, sent their crime story to your email because they are unable to use the phone. Love our freak fam, heart heart.
There you go again. Streamlabs. Thank you, Sarah Beth. And thank you, Karen K. and Full Metal Jackalope.
Him eating corn chips. It looks like cat cause there are some clumped together. Uh-oh, so does that mean him eating a cat and not corn chips? Face vomiting face with tears of joy rolling on the floor laughing.
It does. It means that Karen K has just gobbled down an actual cat. Okay? Because she saw it, therefore it is. Okay?
Donation wave.
Well, thanks, Full Metal Jackalope. Where did you send? Okay, that's it right there. Is that the one Ziggy sent in?
My Cheerios are trying to tell me something. They're saying ooh.
Come on, Streamlabs. He meant this. He said, "Oh," right? Yeah. So wait, is Ziggy the one that sent in? Okay, all right. So the email says, this accident took place on my front lawn in 1985, I think. I was the first person on site. The minivan pretty much exploded and threw bodies everywhere. It was a horror. They picked up body parts and put them in Ziploc baggies. I think they wanted for this story to just go away.
Joining the fun, lol. Saturday ghost heavy heart exclamation cyclone Milky Way.
Yeah. Hey, thanks Delusional Lucidity. And Raven 187, thank you. I didn't even see that one. Joining the fun, lol. Saturday.
The difference between genius and stupidity is genius has its limits. Jesus.
Yeah. You know what Raven does? He'll send $2 in just to test out the sounds that Streamlabs does. It's funny. Thank you.
I'm always watching but hardly chatting, but I'll contribute to the donation wave. Red heart.
Thanks, Christy Lynn. Appreciate it. And thank you, Kit Kat, for the... Oh, you did? Awesome. Yeah, the hoodies are really comfortable. I've got one on right now. You know what I should do? Let me see if I can try to look like how I think the bridge guy looks, okay? But of course, I'll look just like the bridge guy.
Bought myself a Freaks hoodie and Oogla Boogla mug for my birthday. Cross mark heavy large circle. Cross mark heavy large circle. Cross mark heavy large circle.
Yeah. Thanks, Kit Kat. Hold on, let me get back. So many are coming in, I can't. Cleaning out the cobwebs, thank you. And Christy Lynn and Kit Kat.
Creep in the wave, Roland dolphin, spouting whale, whale fish, tropical fish.
I do have the for Ziggy. It said accident involving a semi truck and minivan that killed 7 people on M59 in Ocella Township was the worst accident. The department was called to and is considered among the worst traffic accidents in Michigan history.
Smash that like
Hey,
button.
thanks, Lanky
We
Tor.
love Grey. Heart
And
suit,
Sarita
suit.
Hilly. Sarita Hilly and Lanky Tor and Cairo. Wow, you guys are so nice. Nobody's even called in yet. But that's not my fault.
Donation wave.
Just to add, and Kairos was had malintent. You see what he said? Just to add to the chaos. You know, just stirring it up.
Just to add to the chaos.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys very much. And gals, you know, when I say guys, it's just generic, okay? That's not fair, Gray. I mean, okay, look it. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to do what I think the bridge guy does. Watch. I think it's sort of like this. Watch. See, not quite like that completely. It's sort of like, it's up, but these are kind of sort of bent in a little bit and then back like that a little bit. It's a little bit like this. I mean, it sucks because it's not exactly the same, but I think he has a hat on, and then this goes over it, and he's just walking kind of like this. And look at that. I've got even this and everything. It's crazy, everybody. So, anyways, that's kind of what I think's going on, and I got to put my headsets on because I can't hear a damn thing. Wow. I just turned my head. Thanks, Kelly in Oregon. Jamie Lynn. Thank you. And Patricia M. and Lanky Tor.
I'm late to the party. Upside down face, slightly smiling face.
Wow. What happened? I was just... I appreciate the support, everybody. Just building up this month again for the donation at the beginning of next month.
Love our freak fam.
That is cool. Which one said that? I don't even see that one. Love our freak fam. Was that a... maybe that one was on PayPal.
Gray Hughes and all of you freaks, we love you. Thank you, Heart Suit.
Is it not working, Misty Kemp? Let me make sure. Hold on. It should be right. Let me just
Getting
make sure.
on the train too.
Yeah, 775-308-36. Yep, that should work. Well, thanks, Cairo, Shogun Love, Lanky Tor, Patricia M, Jamie Lynn, and Kelly in Oregon. All
jumping on the donation wave.
And then that was another one that just came through that I missed the name of because it was on Streamlabs. Well, you guys are so nice, man. That's crazy. Well held, Patty Annie said.
This is awesome.
That was crazy. Yeah. All right. Well, the line is open, everybody. Just anything. Yeah, an experience you had that you felt like you got lucky and got out of it. Uh-oh, here we go. Here comes... That's that word, anti-disestablishmentarianism. Let's see if you can do it. That's what Raven does. He just tests out the system. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. Chicken, bowl of honey, or whatever that is.
More donation chaos.
Notice how they skipped over Ravens? It was like they went, no, we don't have that word. Well, what's it saying when you called it, Misty Kemp? You have to call the number, and then there's the code.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism, poultry, leg, honey pot, carousel, horse, softball, pager, teddy bear.
Wow, it actually said the word right. That's crazy. Hey, Misty Kemp, there's a number you dial, and then you have to dial in the code, too. See the code at the end? It's not just the number. You have to dial in the 775-308-379 at the end. Well, I'll tell you what, if I get put into jail, Paisley Dreams, I will, I will, use it to get bailed out.
Coffee or jail, fund or choice. Winking face.
With smiling eyes. Yeah. That's right. I can't get mad for you guys saying hi. I'm not mad at it. That's the thing. It's just one of those things where, forget. I've explained it a million times. I actually think it's cool as hell that all you guys like each other so much, like buddies, you know. Freaks forever. Well, there's a good T-shirt idea, right? Later on, like 5 years from now. No, I got a call here. Hold on. Just a second. I do see you on there. Hold on, 765. I see you. Uh-oh.
I love being a freak. Freaks forever, sign of the horns.
All right, 765. You're on the air.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can. Yeah.
Okay, I'm calling to discuss Abby and Libby from Delphi.
Okay, well, tonight was more like you calling to talk about your own personal true crime experience, like where you had a.
Well, it's true crime. It's 15 miles from my house, and I have 3 children, and I'm frightened to let them even go to the park because there's a killer that lives 15 miles away from me.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but Toby Levenby said how safe it was, even the same day. Don't you remember? So you should feel really safe.
I was there. I was at the press conference, and I don't feel safe.
Yeah.
At all. But okay, you keep doing your thing. I'll keep trying to find the killer. Have a good night.
Okay, see ya. Bye. Keep trying to find the killer. Whatever. Yeah, look at the truth is out here, law enforcement's going to be able to find the killer. They're the ones that are going to be able to find it. Now, somebody out there might know the killer, and then they call law enforcement, and then things, 1, 2, 3 things, one thing leads to another, and then they'll find the person. But everybody out there that's looking around on Facebook for people that look similar and trolling them and tracking them down, the likelihood of you finding one is 1 in a million. Okay? It really is. All right, so here we go. She seemed really disappointed. Does the show is, it says, call in and talk about your true crime experience, okay? Not if you live 15 miles from a crime, blah, 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 blah. Okay, this is just something that might have happened to you. All right. All right, 630, you're on the air.
Oh, that would be me.
That is you. That is
Gray?
you. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Who's this?
This is Jackie from the Midwest. Jackie.
Oh, hey. Hey, Jackie.
Video Chimp is my little name on screen.
Oh.
I'm a regular watcher, and this is a little spontaneous, but it's just an interesting story. You tell me. It's not a direct crime thing, but it's interesting nonetheless.
Okay, but let me ask you something. Are there, do you have locations? Like, can you tell me where it is? I like to show it on the screen. Like,
yeah.
Okay, so go ahead. Every time there's a location, let me know.
I mean, it was quite some time ago, so it almost makes me nervous because I just have no idea how this ended up. But I'd be interesting to see if you. I didn't know how to look it up. I was trying to look up because it happened when I was junior in college, which I think I might be around the same age as you are. That was in '87.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
What's that?
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I've been in the Midwest for a long time, but
what state though? Like give the location of where this happened.
This happened. Well, it was in the Boston area, but here's the little, and I'll make this pretty succinct. Mm-hmm. I spent a summer on Martha's Vineyard, and I worked in a restaurant called The Navigator in Edgartown. And there were a lot of young people just working a summer job, and it was a pretty big restaurant, and there was a dishwasher that worked there. And, in the back room,
can you tell me the name of that?
Ever worked in restaurants.
Is it still there, that restaurant? Or
sorry?
Is that still there, the restaurant? Or
I believe it is.
What's the name of it?
I have not been there in a long time.
What was that again, the name of it?
The name of it is called The Navigator.
Okay, and it's in
Edgartown.
Okay. All right, so go ahead.
And so all summer we work. It's a lot of people from a lot of places. Some go back every summer, but it was my first summer there. And there was a dishwasher there that was an odd guy, very quiet. And the people that worked with him, in the back rooms, they nicknamed him Psycho. And I remember saying, this is just me. I remember saying, don't call him that. He's just different. He's just shy. And on a rare day off, I ran into him down by the waterfront in Edgartown. And I said hello, and he said hello, and he was very intense. And he said, what are you doing? I said, it's my day off. I'm just wandering around. I was going to go to the beach. And he said, my father lives on Chappaquiddick. Would you like to come over to Chappaquiddick? And I said, no, I've got plans to just go by myself to the beach. And that was my only personal interaction with him, besides just passing him in the kitchen, About a month later, that was towards the end of the summer, I get back to where I went to school, which is around the Boston area. And on the front of the Boston Globe, this guy's photo is on, huge. And he murdered a woman and buried her in his mother's backyard.
Are we talking about the Kennedys here? Or I don't know what happened.
No.
But it was funny how you
No.
Martha's Vineyard and Chappaquiddick, everything you said, I was like, oh wow, So.
Yeah, it's funny, right? And I'm not a rich kid, believe me. I was waitressing and taking care of an elderly person, but I lived in a beautiful house because it was across from Chappaquiddick. It's when you're from Massachusetts, it's just a great thing to spend a summer down there, on Martha's Vineyard. But it was shocking to me that a guy that I had spoken to, you hear these horrible stories that happen. You can't put a face to them. You don't know where they come from, and it's some horrendous crime. And there was the guy that we all spent the whole summer working in the kitchen with. And the owner was blown away because she said, you know how many times I've closed that restaurant? It's full of knives with just me and him, Well, but I don't, that was before the internet, so it's not easy to look up. Well,
let's try to find it right now. So try to explain. Okay, so there was where was the body found? I want to see if I can find it.
I wouldn't know
what
the town.
Oh, you don't know the town?
But it was on the Boston Globe.
Well, I don't need that part. I just need to know, do you know anybody's names or anything? Or
I tried to look it up today, thinking I would tell you this story sometime. I just could not find anything. And back then, it was like you read it, and then it was gone. You know what I mean? It was
but the body was found in Chappaquiddick, or
his father lived in Chappaquiddick. His mother lived in a suburb of Boston.
How do you spell Chappaquiddick?
And the murder happened.
I don't even know how to spell that.
Chappaquiddick. I think it's CHAPPE. I think it's very similar to how it sounds. I could be wrong.
And that's in what state, I guess? Massachusetts?
That would be...
I don't even know.
I think it's considered Massachusetts.
Okay.
Martha's Vineyard is off of Massachusetts.
Yeah, I was just going to see if I can find it in this thing here. And it was a young girl that was found?
Yeah.
And how old do you think she was? Yeah, so I guess that's hard to see. Woman found buried in backyard. Is that what 20. It was? Was it a backyard of somebody?
Did you? Yeah.
I'm just still looking it up.
Oh, okay. I'm like, did you find it? Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's see what this says.
I know it was in the fall because it was at the end of the summer, and I remember it was the fall. It was either September, October that story popped up.
1 second.
It must have been 87, because I graduated in 88.
Body was in a, let's see. There's a bunch in 1987. I'm just trying to see if this is the one. The bodies of 2 more victims of the Thruway Bridge disaster. No, it's a disaster. Okay. Woman's body is found.
I can see the guy's face. I wish I remembered his name.
Braintree man charged in stabbing death. A 27-year-old Braintree man was arrested yesterday and charged with the stabbing death of a young woman. The partially buried nude body of Julie Hamilton, 22, of Weymouth was found in a shallow grave yesterday afternoon in a wooded area about 100 yards from the suspect's home. Could that be the one?
That is ringing a bell, Braintree.
I mean, that's sort of...
What was his name?
His name was... let's see. What happened to it? 27-year-old arrested yesterday. Matthew O'Connell. Kyle, like his name, like Matthew, and then in parentheses Kyle O'Connell.
And what's the date of that article?
And the date is August 1987. Kind of makes sense, right? Because that would be in the summer, right?
That's giving me chills. I think you found it.
You think so? Yeah, I mean, it sounds like kind of what you said. I mean, yeah.
Braintree is ringing a serious bell about that story. Braintree, the town.
I'll just read the whole thing, and then you can tell me. All right, so let's see. The partially buried nude body of Julie Hamilton, 22, so probably your age at the time, of Weymouth was found in a shallow grave yesterday afternoon in a wooded area about 100 yards from the suspect's home. So kind of like in his yard. Police said the victim had been stabbed at least 4 times. The suspect, Matthew O'Connell, fled into the wooded area after police recovered the body and approached his home to arrest him. After nearly 2-hour search, he was found trying to conceal himself in some underbrush, according to police. Let's see. Police recovered a hunting knife they believe was the murder weapon about 100 feet from the shallow grave. Polio said O'Connell had been a suspect in the case since Wednesday. I'm trying to figure out if there's any other areas. According to the investigation, a Braintree police officer came across O'Connell on Wednesday afternoon carrying what would appear to be a mixture of chlorine and gasoline. When asked what he was doing, O'Connell said his girlfriend had written his name in lipstick on a rock and he was going to wash it off. Probably going to go clean up blood or something. So, I don't know. I don't know if it could be the same one. But there's a lot of killings out there.
I think that...
I mean, that's the thing.
In Massachusetts.
Yeah, well, it seemed like I kept coming across them.
I'm almost positive that's it, because hearing that it was a stabbing is also, I think that's how she died, and that it was a shallow grave. Yeah.
Well, let's see what he looks like now. I'll type it in on Facebook, or not Facebook, but Google. Let's see. Matthew O'Connell. Murder. Let's see if it shows up.
Are you going to put it on screen?
Yeah, just a second. Yeah, I think...
oh, good. I'll put you on speaker. Yeah.
Huh, that's weird, because it said 1987. Hold on. 1987. Wow. Was convicted of second-degree murder in 1980, stabbing death of... Did we say it was Julie Hamilton? Oh, yeah, so... Wow, this is a weird story here. Robert O'Connell, 40, son of developer Peter O'Connell, was in Quincy District Court for a shooting incident. So I don't know what... The date of this article is 2010. But it's weird because it says the attempted murder case against Robert O'Connell had grabbed more attention than most because his family is entrenched in the city's power circle, described as Kennedy-esque, with its mix of influence, good fortune and well-publicized tragedies. He is charged with shooting a man in the stomach with a .45 caliber handgun and then speeding off in a Porsche. Robert O'Connell, a preppy-looking 40-year-old, surrendered to... Who did we have for the... What was his name? His name was Matthew Kyle O'Connell. But he's in this story. That's what's weird. So how is that showing up? William O'Connell. God, this is crazy. So, like, he's the son of... So that's Robert O'Connell. Robert O'Connell made his only important imprint on the Quincy scene by serving on the city library board between 2001 and 2005. He seemed like a nice young man. While there are other black marks on O'Connell's family history, most people in Quincy who know the family members have trouble reconciling the emerging details of the December 12th shooting. Adding to the intrigue are puzzling connections between the victim. It's weird because down below it actually brings up it says the rags to riches story of Robert's father, Peter O'Connell, and uncle, William S. Connell, has been told in the newspaper countless times. And so, but his uncle, William, I believe, right? Isn't that the name? No, it's Matthew. He's in here, but he's in here, though. Hold on.
But that guy, I mean, that was so long ago, he's got to be beyond 40. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, right here it says William O'Connell's son, Matthew Kai O'Connell, was convicted of second-degree murder in 1987 stabbing death of Julie Hamilton.
Oh.
So it's weird, like the whole family is involved in killings and so forth.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird how it just sort of got like bigger. You know, it's like, it's crazy. Wow.
And it's like one little bizarre thing that happened, you know. I just remember, it's like burned into my memory, the conversation with him, because when I heard that, I'll just never forget it, because I just thought, what if I didn't have good intuition? And I said, sure, because I was in that phase of life, like, yeah, I'll go over and have ice cream at your dad's in Chappaquiddick. I don't know.
Yeah, you could have been the victim. Anyways, somebody called. You just hung up. This call wasn't going to last much longer, so we were just checking this out. But if you want to call back,
okay,
you could be the next story. But wow, that's pretty crazy to actually, you know. You want me to send you like a print of this, or so you can look it up?
Yeah, I'm really curious. If I see his picture, I am curious.
Well, actually, I'll have it on the screen right now, so you can see it. And it's called out of the Boston Globe, just like you were saying. And it's 1987, August 24th is the date on it. And let's see, maybe there's another one.
That's at the very end of the summer. Yep.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
By the way, while I have you on the line, I was, just scoping around and other things on your stuff. I found the balloon story just blew my mind. I loved it so much. So I just had to tell you that.
Oh, the message from Scott. Yeah, the one about my brother. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes. I've lost a brother. So, and those things, that is so not random. That was just an amazing story.
Yeah, it was too
crazy. And I hope it
too crazy.
gave you peace.
Yeah, it did.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Thanks for watching that.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in. Good story. Interesting.
All right, cool.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, I'm glad I called in. Thanks.
All right, thanks. All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh. All right, 936, you're on the air.
Hey, Gray, it's Steven.
Hey, what's going on? Did you just call a minute ago, too?
No, that wasn't me.
Yeah.
But I figured I'd go ahead and call and talk about the guy that used to do yard work around my house.
Okay.
He got murdered.
All right, so tell the location first. Where is it?
All right, well, it's in Shepherd, Texas. So
Shepherd,
like
no.
SHEVERD.
SHEV, like
like you would like a shepherd, like a sheep herder.
Oh, okay. Shepherd, Texas. I thought it was spelled differently. It's Shepherd, like Sheppherd.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, yeah. All right, here we are. We're in Shepherd.
That's my little town right there.
All right.
Well, yeah, anyway, this guy, I have a link, actually, because that I just found as the last caller was talking. Is it cool if I post it in the chat? Because it's really interesting. I was reading it.
Well, just send it an email so I can load it up.
Okay.
On the screen.
Okay. Well, that'll take a second.
Because when I click on that, I lose the chat.
I'll talk while I'm doing that. But yeah, so I don't know. There's been missing stop posters of the guy up. Nobody could find him, and there was this weirdo, that just around town, and I wasn't friends, but we were, I didn't even know his name. I just knew him as this creepy guy coming to me, tried to sell me a gun once. It was crazy. Anyway, but yeah, so apparently they found his body in a barrel in his backyard, and then this email I'm about to send you, it come to find out he had murdered other people in the past. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry if I'm being quiet. I'm trying to send this link to you.
Yeah, I mean, if it's easier, you can just put it in the chat. But sometimes I lose the actual chat window. I think you could try it though.
Well, yeah, I had it all set up to put it in the chat. I'll put it in the chat right now.
Okay.
Right there, yeah. It's that's the only one I haven't seen. Because really, all I've heard so far because I've heard rumors, because my wife works at a gas station, so, and there's like, I think our town has like 2,000 people in it, so everybody knows everybody, and, word gets around faster than you can.
Well, what's this? Why are you bringing up this 1978 story, though? I thought you were going to give me the article on this new one.
Well, no, the 1978 thing is they think the same guy that murdered the guy that cut my grass was the one that murdered the ladies in 78. Is what
I thought they just found the guy in a barrel just recently.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Oh, but now they're linking him to more like older cases now?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He may be like one of those serial killers that take long pauses between serial. Who knows?
Oh, that's crazy.
Pretty crazy. That link is, there it is. And I have another link where it actually shows the guy that was killed that used to cut my grass. I mean, he was a meth head and all that, but he was a nice guy, so I kind of felt sorry for him. And I'd give him $20 and he'd cut my grass and clean up my yard.
This William Thad Greewood, right?
Yeah, that's that weirdo right there.
So this is newer information, because like when you first told me about this a few weeks back, they weren't associating him with other.
When I told you that, when I first told you, I said this guy got killed. They found him in the barrel, but there's rumors going around. My wife told me that people are telling her that he also killed 2 other girls too. And then as that last caller was talking, I was looking up stuff to talk, about it, and I found this article right here.
So Kirk Buick is the guy that you used to cut your yard.
Yeah, the Kirk Buick guy. Yeah, I will. Hold on 1 second. I'll post that link to where you see the actual guy that recently got killed.
Yeah, so the guy was, and so these other people, were they found in the same area? Let's see.
I'm not sure.
Is one of the men arrested during a search at a Shepherd property where a body was found in a barrel? The same man that was arrested for 2 murders in 1978? Huh.
We was already arrested for them. See, I didn't even get a chance to read through it properly.
That's kind of weird. So he must have gotten out at some point. Let's see. Was Texas man arrested after body found in barrel, also arrested for murders in 1978? How can they not know the
Yeah.
answer to that really quickly? I mean, maybe we can try looking this one up, you know? Because these are
In
cases
the
that
90s, they were
definitely.
letting people out left and right because of overcrowding in prisons, you know.
Yeah, but is it the same town and everything?
I'm not sure about that. Like, I didn't get a chance to read the article. I just seen that it did verify that he had murdered 2 other people. You know, because I didn't want to call in and be like, yeah, he murdered these 2 other chicks, you know, just because rumors, you know. But yeah, I already posted the next post that I put in there is the link to the guy that actually got killed, and it shows a picture of barrel with him. I mean, it doesn't show his body, but it shows the barrel with the body in it on a trailer, about to get hauled away by the cops and all that.
Your link had like a blue background on it. I don't know. I don't see it. I didn't get it. So.
Yeah. It says Blue Bonnet News, blah blah blah. I always take out the HTTPS for some reason. I think because back in the day they wouldn't allow you to post actual real links and.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just try to figure this out. Let's see. Although there has been no confirmation, Kirk Buick may be the victim that was found in a barrel on a property in Shepherd, Texas. Kirk Buick 56 went missing from Shepherd, Texas, July 2019. That's the guy that mowed your lawn, right? In August, a missing person report was made. He was last seen in a Cherry Creek subdivision. Yesterday, the San Jacinto, or I don't know if it's Jacinto County Sheriff's Department served a warrant at the 700 block. So let's go there. 700 block of Cherry Creek Road.
San Jacinto, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other link I put up in there has more information about the Kirk Buick guy.
So is this Canton? Is that?
Huh?
Is it in Canton? I mean, it was weird because the article flew somewhere else other than that town that we were in. Let's see.
No. Cherry Creek's just a subdivision in Shepherd.
Oh, well, it's not a road. Well, it says Cherry Creek Road, though. It says 700 block of Cherry Creek Road in Shepherd. Hold on. Let me go back.
Yeah, it's actually right next to where I live. I live in Lake Roanoke. So.
All right, going back. Here we go. All right, so somewhere on this street right here. Yeah. But somewhere out.
I mean, he just walked. He was a streetwalker, you know, kind of lived in basically homeless. I think he had family, but he just didn't care.
But they served a search warrant out there, though. Let's see. Bluebonnet News reported that they had been there before, but found nothing. The time during their search, remains were found in a barrel that was buried in the ground. The Texas Rangers confirmed the dismembered body is suspected to be that of Kirk Buick. During the search, authorities arrested Jack Wayne Gonzalez and Matthew David Greenwood for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Back in August, the name Greenwood was brought to the attention of Missing Persons of America, according to sources. Matthew David Greenwood, who was 16 at the time, from Highlands, admitted to killing 2 women along with his brother, William. So these 2 guys are... Oh, that's weird.
That explains why he got out so early then. He was a juvenile.
Yeah, let's see. Let me get back to that part. Where was that? Let me get back. I want to just keep reading it. Hold on a second. The name Matthew David Greenwood is the name... Let's see. David Greenwood, who was 16 at the time, from the Highlands, admitted to killing 2 women along with his brother William in 1978. The name Matthew David Greenwood is the same name as one of the 2 men arrested in Shepherd. This is the same name brought to MPA's attention in August, looking for more confirmation that this is the same man. Another source told MPA that the man arrested in Shepherd was the same man that killed the 2 girls in 1978. Huh. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and the guy would just approach me. It's like literally 3 weeks ago. Well, I don't know if it was that. It was right before they arrested him. He approached me at the gas station. Like, hey man, you want this? You want to buy this pistol? You know, $75, dude. And it was like, you know, it was a Kimber. Like, I don't know if you know anything about guns, but those are really expensive guns, so it was obviously stolen. It's just, man, the guy was a real creep. I didn't even know his name. I just knew to stay really clear a swath from him, however you say that.
Well, they have an article in this article. I can't find her for some reason. I don't know if I'm spelling it. Let's see. No, I'm spelling it.
But I reposted the link with the picture of the Kirk Buick guy on there. Right, yeah. This time with the HTTPS in it.
Now, let me just read this one. It says, the family of Baytown girl missing since March 5th this is from 1978, are asking anyone who may know her whereabouts to call them. Lucille DeBoard, 14, of 301 Tri-City Beach Road, left home after midnight, March 5th. She called her mother, who is a heart patient, the Friday before Mother's Day to tell her she was all right, but has not been heard from since. The girl's disappearance was reported to police, and family members say there was no dispute or reason for her to leave. They described her as the quiet type. So this was an unsolved case then, right? This one? Like they didn't. They don't even have her. They don't even have her body, is what I'm saying. Like they don't even. Right.
Right. Yeah. I guess maybe he admitted to it, but they never found her body or something.
Yeah. So here's the link that has your friend. This guy right here. The guy that. I think this is the one he sent early on, right? Like.
Yeah. See, that's the guy right there. That's Kirk Buick. That's the guy that cut my grass ball. And there's the barrel.
Jesus. So he was in there. He wasn't in there that long then, really. I wonder what made them check there.
He was a nice guy. It's just bullies, man. Bullies like to pick on the weakest.
I wonder why they chose to. I wonder how they found the barrel on the property. You know. So quickly.
I don't know. Somebody must have tipped him off because the guy was a total creep. I mean, I'm telling you, he was walking around town trying to sell stolen guns and this and that. And he even told me, because at the same gas station my wife works, while he was getting gas, that's how I run into him. He was like, man, somebody gave the cops my name. It's bullshit. And I was like, well, did you do it? And he was like, no. And he got in his truck and hauled ass.
So the guy that tried to sell you the gun was who? Which one?
Oh, well, I don't. It wasn't the. It was the older guy, the weirdo.
The murderer tried to sell you a gun, right?
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't that be weird if that was the gun? Maybe that's the gun that he shot Buick with the gun, put him in the barrel, and then tried to sell it to somebody else to get it out of his hands. You know, I always think that's kind of dumb. Why not walk out into the woods about 600 yards somewhere, just off the road, dig about a 4-foot deep hole, put the gun in it, cover it back up, put pine needles over the top of it, and nobody would ever find that gun. But it seems like everybody always throws it into a creek right next to where they committed the crime, or they try to do something stupid like pawn it or some shit like that.
For real.
You know, it's just...
Or scratch the serial numbers off and try to sell it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, just get rid of it so nobody will ever find it again. I mean, I'm not trying to give advice to, oh, there you go. Somebody said, shh. No, but it's just weird to me. It's like the thing that ties you to the freaking, well, that should be one that,
there was one case, though, that was pretty ingenious about how to, he almost, I can't remember the details, but I was watching Forensic Files or something. This guy took a screwdriver and, like, totally destroyed the what is that called? You know, that leaves the marks on the bullet, like or a drill or something, and he just like totally destroyed them. That way they couldn't match the bullet of that gun, and he almost got away with it. They ended up convicting him over something else, but that has nothing to do with this. I'm just saying that.
Yeah. Crazy. Huh? That's weird though. I couldn't find an article on this. Let me type her name into just Google. Hold on a second.
Oh, you're talking about the lady.
Well, the one from 1978. She was just a little kid.
I don't know about that, Dottie. Maybe if I would have purchased the gun, maybe he wouldn't. That might have been the gun he killed the guy with, because this was before that.
No, so this is Missing Persons of America. Yeah, so this article right here that you just gave me is from Missing Persons of America. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I just typed in murder in Shepherd, Texas, because this town's so small, this stuff happens, like, last time I remember a murder in Texas was, man, I must have been 13.
Yeah, I wonder if she
not
went
in
by...
Texas, but in my small town, I mean.
Lucille's actually Lucy, probably, right? So I wonder if that's what she went by back then. Let's see. Oh, there goes my stomach.
I mean, 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of crazy stories, man. I've lived a crazy life.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Sounds like it.
But all right, yeah, I figured I'd just share that with you.
Yeah, her name doesn't show up for some reason. But let me just do a regular Google search on that one. Lucille DeBoard with the E at the end. Yeah, so that definitely, there's a bunch of stuff that pops up. Yeah. So this has just been an unsolved case all these years. But then, if it was, then they were arrested back then, but not charged. Because
apparently, that last article said he was arrested for it, or did it say he was arrested?
I thought it said something about being arrested, but that just means that
I did too.
That maybe they were arrested, but nothing happened with it. Because if it was, she wouldn't still be in these articles about unsolved cases.
Right. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But this recently, this is so recent. Maybe they haven't had a chance to.
No, look at that. No, but it actually, but it does say right here, William. Okay, now this article is more specific here. So let me go back to where was the one that you sent me? Missing Persons of America. Okay, so this guy's name is, let me find the killer right there. William Thad Greenwood, right there. Okay, and how old is he? Are they saying he is now?
60? Was he 58 or 60?
Yeah,
I mean, I want to say he was 58. I'm not sure.
Well, here he is right here. William Thad.
Buying the gun wouldn't have done anything.
Yeah.
But
this is William Thad Greenwood.
He killed him with a hatchet.
Who are you talking to? Did somebody ask a question?
The person in the chat.
Yeah. Don't worry about what the chat's saying when you're on the call. Okay, so you got like William Thad Greenwood, this picture right here. And then we've got, hey, thanks, Robin Frost. And another barbarian, yeah. All right, hold on. And so it's just a second. So, I'm just going to make sound. Hold on.
Of course.
Great work. And another barbarian.
That's right, another barbarian. So look at right here. It says Lucille DeBoard, 14 years old, was the first known victim of William Thad Greenwood, 20 years old.
Wow.
A serial killer. Lucille was pregnant at the time with Greenwood's younger brother. Lucille was pregnant at the time with Greenwood's younger brother, 16-year-old's baby. She disappeared in Highlands, Texas on March 5th, 1978. Her body was found under a stack of logs on the Greenwood property. And see, look at this one. He buried this other barrel like within 100 yards of the property. So it says Greenwood's property strangled. It says strangled. It was not until, that doesn't make any sense. Let me figure that again. Her body was found under a stack of logs on Greenwood property. Strangled. They probably meant to put a period. They probably meant to put a period right there. It was not until July before her body was discovered and it was severely decomposed. The second known victim is Diane Ross Williams. Both bodies were found on the same property in Highlands, Texas.
And this guy came to my wife's gas station every single day. She worked there every day. I can't believe that a serial killer was in contact with my wife every single day. Jesus Christ, man. You never know.
Here, let's go. I'm going to keep doing this part. So it says, Greenwood's previous crimes were inadmissible during the guilt-innocent phase of the child sex abuse trial. So jurors were unaware of the 2 murders until it was revealed during sentencing. Pierce said, at Greenwood's request, the judge, not the jury, decided his sentence. 6 to 8 of the jurors stayed behind for sentencing. They told me they couldn't believe they had been that close to evil. See, look at that's what you're saying. That's funny. You know, you're just right there. And then let's see, timeline: April 20th, 1978, Lucille DeBoard, 14, goes missing in Highlands, Texas. May 22nd, 1978, Diane Ross Hall, age 40, and the mother of 5 children, is abducted while walking down a street in Highlands, Baytown area. July 10th, 1978, bodies of both females are found at or near William Thad Greenwood's family home on the 800 block of Main Street in Highlands. 1978, William Thad Greenwood pleads guilty to the murders and is sentenced to 36 years in prison. Okay, so what does that mean? So 78, 22. So he might have just got out. Well, let's read through it. I've got a timeline here, so let's see. Greenwood is paroled from prison. Wow, that's ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. Look at this. Listen to this bullshit here. This is even in Texas, everybody. William Thad Greenwood pleads guilty to murder and is sentenced to 36 years in prison. Then, mere 13 years later, Greenwood is paroled from prison after serving roughly 1/3 of his sentence. What a joke. 2002, Greenwood begins victimizing his 5-year-old granddaughter. So whatever judge or whoever the panel was of morons that let him out, you should be put in prison yourself because you're idiots, all right? 2002, Greenwood begins victimizing his 5-year-old granddaughter. September 23rd, 2015, Greenwood's granddaughter makes complaint of sexual abuse to law enforcement. June 17th, 2017, Greenwood is arrested and charged with sexually abusing his granddaughter. The granddaughter was compelling witness, Pierce said, that Greenwood's own voice on a phone call in which he sounded like a jilted lover was the most damning evidence. The call was recorded by Greenwood's granddaughter not long after she had moved out of state. So, I mean, this is a long, I don't want to go through the whole thing, but
Holy crap, man.
some people were walking through the woods next to the property looking for a place to put their trailer or house and smelled something. They poked around and found Hall's body. So I don't know if he served any time for the June 17, 2017 abuse of his granddaughter. You know, maybe he got off of that because he's still out, right? And then he just killed the guy that mows your lawn.
Well, yeah. That's, oh my God,
Wow.
I can't believe. And in Texas too, they're so hard on people. You know,
Right.
I think Texas is like, don't we execute more people than anyone else in the U.S.?
Right, you gave him a 36-year sentence, and you
Later?
see. This is exactly what I was talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Like the Amber Geiger case, she doesn't have this ill will, serial killer, psycho angle to her. Okay, you got this case, 1978. This guy killed 2 people and put their bodies in the same place. They know he's a serial killer, and they thought it was wise to let him out on parole a third of the way into a 36-year sentence. And so they're responsible for the 2002 victimizing a 5-year-old granddaughter and the 2017 sexual abusing a granddaughter. So whoever let him out is responsible for all that. And the murder of the guy that mows your lawn, Buick.
Yeah, that when they let him go in the 90s, that was like the overcrowding period, like when they were letting just everyone out. That's why the 90s were so crazy.
Although, let me add that up. Let me think. So 78 plus 36, I think that would be 2014 probably. So he still would have done the sexual abuse and the murder of Buick. Maybe. You know, who knows? If he was in prison all that time, he may have just sort of been like, I mean, it seemed like he had a lot of years to recover. 91, then he got back into feeling safe again and being able to kill. Like, right, you know, he went back to his killing. I mean, I bet you he's killed way more people than these 3.
Oh, definitely. I feel the same way. And you could tell he's a bully, you know what I mean? Like, whenever he was approaching me, oh, he's just so nice. Couldn't, trying to pretend to be nice. I could tell he was being fake, but that's because I'm, 5'10", 230 pounds with little fat on me. You know what I mean? Like, and I got a big gnarly scar across my head. So, it was just, I hate bullies, man, and it's making me sick. I'm so glad they got him.
Yeah. Well, I get called being a bully because I'll say, I don't agree with you. I think that's stupid. That makes me a bully. Not you. I'm not talking to you, but, like in the comments, people go, Gray, you're such a bully. Oh, gosh.
No, you're not a bully, man.
I want to be able to...
You're not a bully. You just tell people like it is.
I want to say what I want to say.
There's nothing wrong with telling people like it is, man. There's nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, it's what people should do. Tell the truth at all times,
I agree.
And disagreements are good because hopefully the person you're disagreeing with will actually listen, or whoever's wrong will realize they're wrong and learn something. But most people are too hard-headed for that.
Trying to find the article, because a 40-year-old, you'd think there'd be an article on like Diane Hall. She was 40. I'd like to hear the circumstances of that.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance. I literally found that article like 3 minutes before I called you.
Okay.
I was going to mention the girls, but I didn't have an article with the girls in it.
I just found one here. It says, this is from July 22nd, 1978. It says, authorities have charged a Channelview, Texas man with murder and detained a Baytown juvenile in the deaths, that's that 16-year-old brother, of a woman and a girl whose bodies were found in isolated woods July 9th. William Thad Greenwood, 20, was charged with murder in the deaths of Diane Hall, 30, I guess she wasn't 40 like they said, a Baytown housewife, and Lucille... Oh, that's why you couldn't find her, because they spelled it wrong. It's DeBorda with an A. All these articles say DeBord, although I don't know, maybe this is an error here. But the article says Lucille DeBorda with an A. But if you go to, let's see, what is it called? Missing Persons of America, it says
looking at another article, and they spelled Kurt Buick's name, Kurt Buell. They do that a lot.
Yeah, I wonder if this is just wrong in this article here. Yeah, so even up here it says Lucille DeBord. Now I want to try typing her name in. Nah, forget it. Anyways, yeah, I did find one reference to him, but yeah, it's a pretty crazy story, man. You have a brush with a serial killer. He tried to sell you a gun.
Yeah. Tried to sell me a pink pistol.
Really? Jeez. Well, how'd that come about? Tell me how that came about. What you're?
Well, I was picking my wife up from work. He was pumping gas, and he was like, "Hey, man, because he sees me around, because we live in such a small town, so." And he's just like, "Hey, man, you want looking to buy any guns or anything like? Well, I got a gun. I can't remember exactly the exact words, but." And I thought about it, but then when he showed me what it was, and I noticed what kind it was and the price he was asking, I knew immediately it was stolen or been used in a crime or something. So I was like, no, because I actually own guns, and I think everyone should own guns.
Yeah, but you're probably not allowed to have one, right?
I'm not supposed. I do own guns. I'm not sure. I think there's because my stuff happened in 2007, so my crime happened in 2007, and I think like after 10 years or something, you can own a gun.
Oh, okay.
Because in Texas, there's really no laws about guns, except for the federal laws. But as far as state laws go, the only law against guns in Texas is you have to get a permit to carry one.
Right.
To conceal carry. But other than that, I mean, anybody, as long as you're 18 years old, you can go buy a gun.
Yeah. Well, see, this is kind of a fun way to do this show. The way the last two calls have gone. Like, if you can give me enough information about it, we can actually pull up the newspaper articles and check it out. I mean, this one's crazy, this one. Because when we first talked, there really wasn't much going on about the old cases. But I think it's insane that they only had to serve 13 years for murder of a 14-year-old and a...
I mean, I'm sorry. You murder a 14-year-old, you should be put to death.
Yeah,
Period.
and another woman, too,
life.
that had 5 kids. How the hell is that possible? I mean, he got... Yeah, you know what? He's doing really well, everybody. Let's let him out after 13. I mean, wasn't there anybody...
Nice.
Wasn't there anybody at the parole hearings? I mean, how did he just skate right through that shit?
It's because he picks on the weak people, the people that know that he feels maybe don't care, people that don't care about them being gone, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. And also, I mean, so he killed the Diane Hall, who had 5 kids or something like that. And then he kills Lucille DeBoard, who is pregnant with his brother's child. I mean, so not only that. I mean, what a
wacko, man.
Yeah,
wacko.
And he gets 13 years, and then you're bitching about a 10-year sentence for not you, but for Amber Geiger, who freaking didn't even intentionally, didn't even know where the hell she was, I don't know. Exactly. It's really frustrating to me that people...
Her judgment and all that, and she did definitely handle it like a moron.
Yeah.
But justice was served, I feel like. She didn't... 10 years is trust me, I spent 6 months in prison. 10 years in prison is a long-ass time. And I would feel like my life was over. If you know what I mean? Because I barely made it through that 6 months.
Yeah.
And then she has to live with the fact that she accidentally killed someone. You know what I mean? Like, God, that would just haunt me for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it's just such a wild difference. I think it's so ludicrous, though, when we just went over that timeline. If that's real, that he actually got out, it sounded like it was absolutely documented. They even said, a third of his 36-year sentence. 36 years seemed kind. And then he only serves a third of that shit? Wow.
And Texas is pretty hard when it comes to, jail sentences. I mean, geez. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to have to
you must have some good lawyers. That goes back to that, buying lawyers. Do you have enough money to get you a good lawyer type stuff,
Yeah, I might have to look into that a little bit.
But anyway, I'm sure you have other callers and stuff. I'll let the other people call in. Because I already know that my voice is almost barely understandable on the phone. So.
Yeah, that was good. It was a good call, though. So I appreciate you calling in.
Oh, no problem.
All right, man. All right.
I'll see you. Well,
have a good
one. Take it easy.
All right, see you. All right, see you. Bye. Stephen Bashirs. All right. Now I want to look up the guy. I mean, how in the hell did he get out of there? So his name is William Thad Greenwood. Okay, I'm gonna make this 1991 just to see, like, how in the hell did that happen? How about just get rid of the date and put, yeah, there's one. 78. No, not that one. results. I'm going to say 1991 to 2005. Yeah. Once you start getting down here, they're not matches. The name's in there, but... Anyways, nope, can't see it. So anyways, those are cool stories you guys put out there tonight. I liked it. I mean, it doesn't have to be a longer night. So it's 10 o'clock, end of the week. I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking at here. It's hard to read the comments. Any serial killers? Yeah, that's what I was saying to you, Brandon. Or the life of me in poetry. All right. Thanks, Nancy Key. I'm not sure how I piss you off, but cool. Thanks. Yeah, well, the thing is I tried to just say what I was thinking last night, but unfortunately, when you have that topic that we were talking about, you have to really walk on pins and needles to make sure you don't word something like the wrong way. If you said you guys, oh, what do you mean you guys? You know, you always have to qualify every sentence. It just sucks, you know. I wish it'd just be a thing where you can just speak freely. You know, you just don't use derogatory terms, but really just say what the hell you think. Wouldn't that be amazing? Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, I just say what I think. And I've thought about a lot of the stuff that I talk about are things that I've thought about a lot. It's not like I just sort of showed up and go, well, you know, I'm just willy-nilly throwing something out. These are things that, you know, I am 53 years old, and, you know, probably for the last 25 years I've thought a lot about this kind of stuff, maybe even more than that. Just sort of trying to look at things more logically. I spent my first 24 years of life doing absolutely nothing. Just going through, you know, I shouldn't even have gone to college until I was 22 or 3. Let's put it that way. Because then I started doing really well at that point. Yeah, I thought it was a cool, I thought it was a great conversation. There was the one caller I had to hang up on because he just went off. Just absolutely went nuts, went berserk. He wasn't letting anybody talk. See, that's one of the things that I don't like is when you're in you have callers call in and they just go on a soliloquy. I mean, what I don't mind is if they're talking for a little bit, or even if I'm talking for a while and they interject with something, it's okay. But what I don't like is when you're just starting your sentence. That's when I say, hey, let me finish what I'm saying. Because I'm just starting. You don't get to like quickly interject. I mean, I know that happens sometimes. I'm sure I've done that too. But also when somebody says, I don't know. When somebody's been talking for 5 minutes and then you try to interject and they keep talking even though they hear your voice, that's a little bit weird too. Now, tonight's show, though, is about if a true crime event happened to you. Yeah, it's all on the screen. How do you not have the meeting ID? It's right there. It's on the screen. See that? Yeah, that one call, he just went nuts. And then, you know, then I had the call with the absolutely crazy, just what if this happened when there was no evidence of it? You know, the one about the that they were having an affair. See, that was a rumor that was at the very beginning, that maybe they're having an affair, but there was zero evidence of that. So to actually still kind of consider that, you just can't do that. I mean, you can, but it just really isn't good to do that. So that's why I'm saying, if you can find any evidence at all, send it to me, then we'll talk about it. That's right, Debbie. No, there was no affair with the guy that she killed. All right, not a chance. Anyways, I'm only going to do this for another probably, I don't know, 23 minutes or something like that. Go to 10:30. Yeah, that's how it always is, though. Sane people, a lot of times, you sit back and listen and think about things rationally. It's the crazy ones that are loudest. Okay? Over and over, the same stuff. Sort of like in the Kanika Jenkins case, right? It just, you have these same people making the same videos over and over again because they know it's popular with a specific group of people. And when I say that, everybody, I'm saying the people who believe in the conspiracy angle. Okay? It's not race specific. So you always have to qualify everything every time you speak about anything. Like I remember during that case, if I said, man, you guys are nuts. Oh, did you hear Gray? He said, you guys. Yeah, you guys who believe that the reflection on the refrigerator is 14 people with daggers. Yeah, you're right. That's who I'm referring to. Well, Gray, you got to be careful when you say you guys. First of all, you're lumping a lot of people into one pool, and you're also saying guys. Now, that might be offensive if in that pool that you're referring to, there are females. And I think that's very, give me a break. Hey, thank you, Sarita Hilly. Yep, definitely. I'm getting the CrimeCon bank set up. Yeah. Are people still having problems? The number and everything is right on the top of the screen there. There's 2 phone numbers, the East and West Coast, and then a code that you type in.
For CrimeCon, great.
Oh, great. That's right. You call me great. Well, thank you. Yeah, he doesn't have any information, puller of weeds, okay? He has no information that anybody else doesn't have. Yeah, well, you can say that every week. Oh, God, they're coming, they've got they're on to something. And then next week, yeah, they're on to something. And then you say it again, and eventually you'll be right. Okay, but he's not going to have any other information than anybody else. So if there is somebody that an arrest is coming soon, it won't be that he knew it. He'll just have gotten lucky that he said it. Okay? All right, here we go. Now, 404, you're on the air.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, who's this?
This is Bob. Robert. My name's Robert.
Okay.
I was the one couldn't find the ID number. I thought it was another phone number.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah, it does look like
the last 3 digits aren't 4.
Yeah, it does kind of look like a... yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, I've got a true crime story for you.
All right.
My dad put away these 2 bad dudes. I mean, they're called the Bondurant twins. And this was in the early 90s. You can Google them.
What are their names? How do you spell that?
Bondurant twins.
How do you spell that, though?
Bondurant.
Oh, Bondurant. Okay. Okay, yeah.
Well, my dad put those cats away, and
By Mr. Blue, a very small T-bone.
Yeah, somebody just doing it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Ms.
But
Red
anyway,
Badger.
it's funny how, my dad died in '06, and when a prosecutor dies, they they find things that go wrong that the prosecutor did wrong, and then they find a way to get out. And one of those dudes is out.
Oh, really?
And there's some bad dudes, and they want to put talk about putting that girl away for 10 years, and but they let dudes that burn people in garbage cans, they let them out, and that have threatened the prosecutors, whole family and all their family, and they want to let them out. But everybody wants to bitch about some chick that accidentally shot some dude. I mean, I just I'm over it.
Yeah, no, I think it's
But
it's
anyway,
crazy, some of these sentences. So I'm looking at it. So it was 1990.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, it was early '90s.
So what did they do? Do you remember?
Yeah, they killed a bunch of people, but they couldn't prosecute them on but one girl. They got her. They actually found out it was them because they burned her in a trash can, and the only thing that was left was a pin that she kept on her shoe, and of her baby. At first, they beat her, in her house.
Wow. Looks like murders of Ronnie Gaines and Terry Lynn Clark.
Yeah,
I might have to look this one up. I've never even heard of this guy. Well, I've never even heard of these two killers.
Oh, they've done TV shows on them.
Yeah, it looks like it.
You
I've
know,
never heard of
that
them.
Evil Twins show.
Yeah, that's what it says right here. Evil Twins, featured on Evil Twins. That was actually this year, March 6th.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, really bad dudes, but they let them out, and
well, one of them's still in there. It sounds like.
yeah. Hopefully he'll stay. He's the meanest one.
They let one go. Pete.
Yeah, that's the house right there you're showing.
Yeah,
that's the house where they killed him at.
Yeah, December 21st, 2016. Pete, one of the brothers, was released, but the other one's still in there.
Yeah. And I'm the prosecutor's son, and they didn't even tell me that they were letting him out. Now, it's kind of a little important information right there.
Yeah, because, I mean, wasn't there a parole board? Wasn't there a hearing where maybe the family could have came and said, oh, are you kidding me? Yeah.
Yeah, or me. Yeah. Would have been nice, but,
I don't know what they're doing now. Just living life, huh?
Yeah, living large. Up in Tennessee.
Yeah, but nope. Still, nobody has anything on Hibbert, the one that we covered from 1939.
No.
Walter Hibbert, man, he lived from 39 to 2009. After serving his 25-year sentence, and then he got out and just lived a glorious life after chopping his wife up, putting her in a bathtub, and it's just that. See, shit like that just drives me nuts. How come?
Yeah.
Why did he get to live all those years, and then his wife and a baby were murdered by him? Yeah. Crazy times.
That's my story. That's my call in. It's your story.
Well, cool. I kept the story on my desktop. I might look into that one. That seems pretty interesting.
Yeah,
I'm sure
it is.
Yeah, it might be some good details on like what happened, and maybe there's some offshoot stories that are related. But yeah, well, thanks for calling in. Good stuff.
Yeah, good talking to you, Ray.
Yeah, you too. All right, talk to you later. All right. I just shut the lines down because I'm only gonna go to like 10:30 anyways. So what's going on? Fox 5 Love. You like Fox 5? Yeah. Yeah, but I want to say thanks to everybody for doing your little donation wave earlier and throughout the show. That was very kind. I appreciate it. I'm just reading comments right now. There needs to be a serial killer of killers. Yes. Yeah, you've seen this show. Come on, Brandon. Dexter, that's the show. See, Brandon's pretending, hey, I invented this new series of a serial killer that kills other serial killers. And we've all seen it. Come on. Haven't you ever watched Dexter? That's what that's about. So you never watched Dexter, the show? Come on, that was a huge show. I guess you'd have to, if you didn't have cable, you might not have. Or an actual, I think it was HBO or Showtime, maybe. Yeah, I love, I think my channel has the cool moderators and really, last night they were awesome, they're always awesome, but last night it was this under fire, constant pressure, and then, it got crazy in there. Oh, come on. How could you guys never heard of Dexter? That's crazy. Jesus. If you're into true crime, you haven't heard of Dexter. It's like that. He's always referenced, too. Oh, he sounds like a Dexter type. Yeah, well, you might not have watched it, but you've heard of it, right? It's Truthfully. I don't think he had OC. Well, he was, I don't know what you'd call him. I always liked the beginning of it. It had this weird sort of intro with meat being cut up, and then he eats some of it. But he wasn't a cannibal or anything. They just kind of put that in there. Something like that. I always thought they should have brought that back on. Yeah. I guess he was married in real life to the sister in the show, but then they got divorced, and then he got cancer, I guess, and I don't know if that's why they quit doing the show. Where pixels are just pixels? Yeah, I can actually see Woods Girl not watching Dexter. She was actually in the woods doing things, Probably, maybe not during those years, but, But everybody's heard of Dexter. Come on.
We appreciate your show and most importantly Blue. Thanks for a fact-based show where pixels are just pixels.
Yep, that's right. Pixels are just pixels. The thing is Dexter didn't just kill serial killers, though. He killed, like, even if you're a bad person and you've killed, I think he really only killed other people who've killed, but they didn't necessarily have to be a serial killer. Wow, look at that. Lanky Tor just gave me $5 so that she could tell all of you that she loves Paul Holes which is not related to anything that we were talking about. Isn't that amazing? That was such a cool $5 right there. That's absolutely unrelated to me in any way at all. Just, you know. Yeah, Dexter was a serial killer himself because he killed, you know, there was something he did when he was a kid, like he killed...
Heart suit.
He witnessed a killing when he was a kid. And then he became a serial killer. His dad tried to tame him by, you know, he let him kill animals and different things. And then he taught him how to be a killer, actually. I don't remember that too much. Then he had a brother that was a full-on, legit serial killer on the show that he actually ended up having to kill at one point. Yeah. The ice truck killer, something like that. Come on, what? No, it was awesome. You sent $5 in to say, I love Paul Holes. I wasn't talking about Paul Holes. Has nothing to do with anything we were talking about. So it was just awesome. An absolutely unearned donation. It was awesome. Thank you. Yeah, he had like some kind of an urge to kill. But oh, that's right. That's what it was. Okay, here's what it was. I'm just remembering now that you say that. Yeah, like Dexter had an urge to kill. And then his father, who was in the police force, directed that towards other evil people so that he could still satisfy the urge, but it would be doing good for society. And literally, like, he would dump all the bodies out in this bay, and he had put like hundreds of bodies out there, like sunk to the bottom of this bay. And then at one point they found them all, like with sonar or something. I don't know how the hell they found them, but it was crazy. Paul Holes is the guy that solved the Golden State Killer case. My stomach's going nuts. The Golden State Killer case using DNA genealogy stuff, or the technique. Yeah, that's right. If you guys want to become a patron on Patreon, that'd be great. As they put in there. Thank you. Oh, wait. I guess my bot put it in, too. I didn't put that there. But Stephanie put that in there, so thank you. Yeah, he's got a podcast, yeah. All right. Hey, thanks. Brendan. The Life of Me in Poetry. Do you have a channel where you put poetry on? It's so quiet. Well, you got no poetry, then you can put in a beat. Do 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 do. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, you got to call in and tell your true crime story, Debbie. That's what the show's about. So you might have to send it to me again. I say effing this and effing that. I can't rap, so I say that. Just like the guy from Australia. Remember that guy? You guys always hate when I play that guy. It's crazy, right? When I play the Australian rapper, I like listening to it because it's just crazy. This guy killed somebody and he's sitting there rapping. But man, after about 5 minutes of that crap, you guys are like, "Oh, Gray, you're killing me. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off." Yeah. I say effing this and effing that. All right. Anyways, I think that's about it for me tonight, everybody. Been a couple hours. Got three calls in, all good ones. It's good stuff. I do like the beat. It is a good beat. I actually bought it for $20, so I can use it whenever I feel like it. I gotta just invent my own sort of crime-related rap to go with it at some point. Okay, where are we doing the flyby this time, everybody? Where are we doing it this time? But first, it's going to take a long time. Okay, so here we go. Thank you to Sabrina Rodriguez, who started it off. Kit Kat, Sabrina Rodriguez again. Well, that's right. She said she totaled her car. Someone totaled her car, and she got $5,000 in damages. And then Cairo, Billy Boy Blue with his Little Miss Muffet, Andrew Dice Clay joke. Butterfly Rises. Karen K, Sarah Beth, Full Metal Jackalope, Billy Boy Blue again, Raven 187, Delusional Lucidity, Christy Lynn, Kit Kat, Cleaning Out the Cobwebs, Sarita Hilly, Lanky Tor, Cairo, Stephen Bashirs, Kelly in Oregon, Jamie Lynn, Patricia M, Lanky Tor, Cairo, Shogun Love, Patty Annie, Raven 187 again. He just likes to test out the audio of Streamlabs. And then Rachel J, Paisley Dreams, Kit Kat, Stephanie Kelly, Wombat Dundee, Misty Kemp, Robin Frost, Nancy K, Sarita Hilly, Ms. Red Badger, Cairo, Lanky Tor, and The Life of Me in Poetry. Wow, that was a crazy contribution night there. It was wild. I don't think I've ever had one like that. And I don't even know. Let me check, see if something came in through PayPal. Oh, and yes, Martha Mullen sent a PayPal in. So thank you very much. Wow, crazy. Thank you, guys. Unbelievable. I almost sound like I was an auctioneer. It took me so long to read that stuff off. All right, so where are we going? Where are we going? Hey, good night, Steven. Oh, Montenegro. All right, I could try that. Let's see. Isn't that part of Yugoslavia before? I don't. Those mountains didn't seem to show up. No, maybe it does. They didn't like your abbreviation. Hey, timed it right up with Woods Girl right there. You see that? Good night, freaks.
Good night, freaks!
Daro. You know what's funny is these are actually clouds, but Google Earth makes them as a texture map on the ground. So it's always good to have 100%, zero cloud cover. See, this is where Google Earth just kicks ass. Look how good this looks. This is... Like how it gets the detail on the side of the mountain, that's amazing. I don't know. It's pretty hard negotiating down in there. Hey, it's the nebulae Iklaktu Iglaglaga. Alright? Now look it up. You'll find it. I won't tell you how to spell it, but I'm sure you'll find it at some point if you just look forever. Alright, everybody. thank you for the amazing support, with the contributions and just being here, watching the show. And thanks for the cool calls. And again, thank you moderators for last night. Like, you guys were awesome last night. It was crazy. Wasn't quite as bad as the mosque shooting in New Zealand night, where I just shut down the whole show and deleted the video because I had like 3,000 people watching, and it was just a cluster F, if you know what I'm talking about. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for showing up tonight. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.